a few months ago that I wanted to answer today. Many of you thought that I was only given the mod role for that video to record YouTube videos moderating, and whilst I can see where you're coming from, but no, I applied like everyone else, and I have actually been applying since 2020, I think, every time applications open. So if you yourself want the chance of becoming a moderator, then applications may or may not reopen later this year. I've got a lot of people asking if I can unban them, both in Discord DMs and in YouTube comments, and the answer is no. I do not read appeals for Discord or the game. I believe that's all done by the admins and senior moderators, so unfortunately that is well and truly out of my control. People are asking what sort of perks mods get. Whilst most are not very interesting to share in a video, I think the main one that people do seem to be interested in is the Ferrari. Yes, that is given to moderators, whilst the Lamborghini, that was removed a few years ago, is given to testers. I don't usually show them in videos because, well, all the copyright issues surrounding them. Anyways, with all that answered, let's hop into the first stream I found. My first time actually seeing someone live streaming whilst exploiting. Somehow I've never seen one of these before. Now I'm gonna have to blur a lot of this out. They're advertising a lot of stuff which I cannot show you, but yeah, I mean, let's go find them, I guess. All right, they've obviously not spotted me in stream yet, so let's see which server they're joining up next. Stockholm, Sweden RP? Yeah, all right, Stockholm, Sweden RP. Okay, so we're in the server now, but the game has just crashed. Thankfully, we can pull up the join logs, and that's probably them, Perplex. Joined just before me, left just after me. That was probably their game crashing. Oh wait, they spawned behind me. No, that's definitely them. They rejoined. Alright, this will probably be the first of many bans we'll be doing today because I presume they have a lot of alts hidden away. Now, unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to mute this stream's audio because, well, they're playing the most loud and obnoxious copyrighted music. Just one song, though, on repeat for the entire stream. But yeah, they're not very happy now that they've seen me in game and, well, obviously lost another of their alt accounts. OMB, why don't you just let him be? Nuh-uh. We will be stream sniping this guy until he ends the stream. They're on their no account, but they've already leaked the name in the top right-hand corner. They're making this way too easy for me. Let's go find them. They're in UK London Canary Wharf RP. They're somehow surprised to see me. Yeah, because you showed everyone the server that you were joining. I swear, some of these exploiters have zero survival instincts. I've just been chilling on this mountaintop waiting for them to find me. It took them a while, I will say. They're going to verify their age so they can chat to me. That's a lot of effort for an account I'm just going to ban in like 30 seconds. I do like that little notification. OMB creates as a PLC mod. Please be careful. I feel like if a PLC mod has joined your server, it's already over. You can't just be careful. We had a bit of fun talking for a bit up there, but came time I had to just go and ban the account. Just another alt down the drain though, am I right? Looks like they've ended the stream. Okay, well, I didn't think they'd end the stream completely, but first successful rage quit. Alright, we've just found our next target, and they always seem to be exploiting in UK servers. I'm not sure what's so special about them, but it seems to get a good reaction. They've made it really easy for me to join them as well. All the chat logs in the bottom left. All we've got to do is just search up one of those users and join straight off them. Alright, finally into the server. 5-player queue. That took us ages. Right, which one is he? Yep, that is definitely him. Hello there, buddy. What is he talking about? You stole my vid. Okay. What is he on about? And there he goes. Yeah, not wrong. I gave him a kick, and then we can just go and ban him in a second just to get him out of the server quickly. Okay, maybe he's not caught on to the fact that I'm in the stream, but he's just leaked the next alt account that he's going to use. We can just join him straight away. Alright, this is probably the account. 100% an alt. Created a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's 100% them. And they're in game. And any moment now, there you go. They get banned right during the queue. Look at that. Another alt down the drain within 30 seconds. He's now in chat begging people not to leave whilst he finds another alt account to use. Now, I'm not going to show you the entire stream because I was there for quite a while banning alt after alt. So much so that they ended up adding a counter to the stream of how many accounts they have been banned with. Now, in the 5 minutes I was gone after I banned maybe 7 or 8 of their accounts, they ended the stream and someone sent me this screenshot. Everyone, I'm ending the live because I got no alts. OMB, this isn't over. Welcome to day 2, and in a few seconds when they press play on ERC, there you go, they're already banned. Look at this, we are ahead of the game now, and okay, we've been blocked by the host. Well, great start to today. They may have blocked my main, but I've always got an incognito tab ready. So, they've become a bit smarter, not showing which server they're joining, but I can still just take any user in the game and join off them. Okay, never mind, I stand corrected. They are going through the server list and just showing everyone. And just like that, we are in the same server as them, before they even managed to get away from spawn. 2 PRC mods in the same server. How lucky are they? Oranges come down here to join in on the fun. Don't exploit kids. Exactly. Look how quickly we can find people. This guy did not last long at all. After their second alt account was banned, they ended the stream. Simple as that. They were not messing around. Just a few hours after the last stream ended, we got a game report about someone else. And I think the craziest part is the person who opened this report ticket somehow has a list of all the alt accounts that this streamer is about to use. This is the same streamer we visited on day 1. They're back again with some fresh new alt accounts. Only change they've made is add even more text to the screen. Now, thanks to that alt list I was given, we've got all of their different accounts lined up here. As soon as they join the game, we just match the avatar to the account, and boom, we got them. I gave it my best guess. I'm pretty sure that's them just standing right there. I can't lie, I'm pretty sure they've just given up. Their screen's been black for like the last 5 minutes. May as well ban them whilst we're at it. Make sure they come back to a nice surprise. Oh, there we go. Just as they load into a new server, they get the ban. It's been like another 5 minutes. They're still trying to find some more alts to use on stream, so we may as well go through some of these exploit reports. Alright, view Lavender. Yeah, okay. Typical exploiter. I'm not sure where they're actually at on the map, but probably doing that teleport thing between the jewelry store. Oh, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. They're at the bank. We're going to have a bit of fun with them. Right, let's go storm the bank because they're robbing this ATM. Go and use our cuffs, eject them from the car. Okay, or maybe not. Okay, I guess they're a bit bugged. Yeah, okay, they're very bugged. Anyways, we can go get this arrest there. And they do not look to be in a good shape. Oh, they've really given up now. I'm going to have to put so many black boxes over all of the links and text that I can't show in this video. But yeah, now they're loading into rivals. So it's this guy again. Now he has me blocked, so obviously using an incognito tab. But yeah, just finished filming a PTFS video, so perfect time to hop on and stalk these guys down. Now, I will admit, they are getting smarter. Not showing the servers they're joining, hiding the names, but there's only so many Ohio State roleplayers up right now, and you can tell by the liveries. Before I ban them, I want them to see my server message. There we go. This is too easy. Honestly, make this more difficult for me to find you. And that'll be another account down the drain. So, now we gotta wait until they can find a new alt. Okay, looks like they flung me in game. That is not a pretty sight. I don't know what my mouth is doing. They finally found a new account to use, and they made it just a bit harder for me by renaming every player to Sam, aka Crywink. Okay. Oh, their one mistake. They walked past a mod car, which had the server name on it. Well, give me a minute, we'll join the server. Before we ban them, gotta mess with them just a bit, as we just spam jail them, basically. They can't see my name in the server list either, so they have no idea what's going on. Alright, time's up there. Also looks like some people in chat are suspecting me. Alright, and they've given up. On to the next streamer then. Okay, the second I open the stream, I see my intro from 2020 being played on repeat. OMB farming. What are we doing here? What is going on? They're making this way too easy to find. I can ban without even being in the same server as them now. Okay, so they finally got a new account, and that is them. Yeah, they've just joined the same server I banned them from. Why? OMB, DM me on TikTok real quick. Hold up. Oh, they did send me a DM. This was a few days ago, actually. Probably after the first stream I joined. Stop stalking me. I did nothing. Look, hang up the exploits and I will leave you be. That's all I ask. And look at that. Another live stream ended. What would that be? Our 6th, I think? Anyways, thank you for watching. Bit of a different video today, but I hope you did enjoy it regardless. Take care. See you in the next one. And as always, try not to exploit.
Imagine you're X-Rang, mining more diamonds than you have ever before, but when you turn around, there's an admin watching you. Could you still get away with X-Ray? Because today, that's what I want to do. My friend has a private fan server that, because of the smaller player count, has some of the tightest moderation. They have tools that let them see player inventories, what blocks they placed and broken, and the same day I joined, a player got banned for stealing a single music disc, and it wasn't even one of the rare ones. So over the next 100 days, I'm going to be putting my X-Ray skills to a final test, using old and never before seen methods to trick the admins or get banned trying. So after submitting an application under a fake identity, I was added to the server, but as I was leaving spawn to go X-Ray...
Wait, who are you? Wait, when did they join?
I was already spotted by a moderator. Now, none of them recognized me because of my secret identity, Roranges220, but using my voice would also give away who I was, so I just had to stand there nodding my head to anything they said until they started arguing, giving me a chance to escape. We need to get out of here and get into the cave. But as I looked around with X-Ray, I couldn't see any ores unless they were very close to me. That means the moderation was one step ahead, as their server had an anti-X-Ray. There's currently nothing on the internet that is able to bypass anti-X-Ray. Oh no, I can't. But what if I told you I am currently the only person in possession of Minecraft's most powerful X-Ray, the anti-X-Ray? But for it to work, I needed the world seed. So I spent the rest of day 1 boating around, locating shipwrecks, and after punching those coordinates into another program, bingo. Now what we do is we just hit the B key. You can see all the ores slowly start to load in. I had a lot of X-raying methods that I wanted to try out on the server, but I started with the safest, mining in a straight line, then seemingly randomly mining to the left, right, and above, but just so happen to do so when there's diamonds nearby. But I've upgraded this method to be even more undetectable. See, the biggest advantage the moderators have against me is a program called Core Protect that lets mods see who broke what block. No longer do I have to get caught in the act of X-raying. If they find any of the tunnels I leave throughout the video, they can instantly know it was Roranges who made them. So we're going to take this smelted deep slate, run to the end of the tunnel, and then cover up our tracks as if we were never mining here in the first place. If there's no evidence of even a normal mining tunnel, how can they pin us for X-ray? Here's the thing, I just realized though, if we want to smelt more cobbled deep slate, we're gonna need more coal. There's no way I'm going to seriously do this. I made an entire video about how X-raying for coal, like, is a joke, and here I am, already in this video, doing it seriously. Oh my gosh. So we can place more furnaces and smelt more deep slate. Look as I take this tunnel from, there's a slight chance he X-rayed to, I don't think anyone even mined here at all. All the ores are loading in, except there's oddly none in front of me. Oh my gosh, look how many diamonds are below us. No, we have to pass so many. Now we got so few diamonds in this tunnel, I'm not even gonna bother covering it up. What are we covering up? That I mined in a straight line and got nothing? Why are there no diamonds in front of me? I'm starting the scan again. Come on, scan for diamonds. Scanning. There's still none in front of me. It's not a scan, it's a scam. I'm actually gonna be mining in these tunnels forever. But on my previous X-ray videos, I've gotten comments like, the only reason you get away with X-ray is because the mods don't care, since it's a lame hack. But I completely disagree. I believe X-ray is actually the most powerful hack. But I'm not going to just say that. Over these next 100 days, I'm going to prove that by becoming the most powerful player on the server. Now, the first reason X-ray is so powerful is I was able to leave the tunnels with diamond tools, armor, and an extra 34, all without leaving a trace. Okay, maybe a little bit of trace, but I was just excited to show you what makes X-ray even better than just crafting gear. There's people everywhere.
Is that the real Rorangus?
Rorangus? That's not how it's... Where do you get Rorangus? Okay, I do see how you can get Rorangus. See, in spawn, players will open up shops. See, diamonds are basically the currency on this server. Just like that, I didn't have to do any enchanting, and I now have a maxed out diamond pickaxe. So if I X-rayed for enough diamonds, I could buy maxed out weapons and armor, stuff that makes me physically powerful, all without doing any real work. And one thing we have to make sure is when we start the scan, we do not leave the chunk. If we leave the chunk, something bad happens. I can't remember how bad it is, but I remember it being bad. While I mined, I'd lightly chat with the admins, but purely just to build a fake relationship, because the last thing I wanted was the admins to think I'm a secret recluse scheming in the background, because that's exactly what I am. What do I do? I broke it! You know what? That's a good excuse to turn around. Yeah, I might have the most powerful hack in the world, but it can't really do anything against wardens. For now, until we get a better way to get this normal deep slate, I'm just going to be covering up our side jut out. See, and now this tunnel just looks like a regular one a person would mine if they were strip mining for diamonds. Because there's no way someone is looking at this and is like, yep, this is evidence. Throw him in the slammer. Okay, number one thing we need to buy is a shulker box so I can empty this inventory. I was just about to say, I wonder where we can buy shulker boxes. Well, isn't that convenient timing? Now we can finally empty my inventory of all my rares and witches. My what? 12 diamonds for a fully enchanted diamond axe. 20 diamonds for a completely maxed out sword. Junk. Maybe we should put this server's anti-X-ray plugin in here. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Advertise here. 1 stack of diamonds. For us, that's kind of cheap. I also purchased fire resistance wool and gunpowder because the last item we needed to have maxed out physical power was netherite. I was able to buy a netherite upgrade template from a player, but nobody was selling netherite ingots themselves because it's a hard item to get lots of. Now, I've actually developed a new method for netherite mining because the old one isn't that good. The old one would be disguised as a regular sweeping pattern, but it would just happen to gradually turn to other netherite veins. But here's the issue with that. That's kind of suspicious. Like, we went from one netherite and then we just so happened to take the exact turn to it, which on a public server we could get away with. But on a private server with more moderation, I don't think it's gonna be possible. So I have come up with an even better solution. Probably the most common way experienced players mine for netherite is with beds, exploding a massive area that can expose a bunch of blocks. So we can take advantage of that. Instead of going directly to every netherite vein, I just have to be close enough for an explosion to expose it. Just like that, we have 9 ancient debris. That is probably the fastest I've ever gotten, like 2 ingots. And the trace I leave looks like any ordinary mining tunnel. So by just day 7, I had enough netherite to upgrade all my armor and tools. Chestplate, leggings, boots. We got a full set of netherite armor. I probably shouldn't do this. If anything, this is gonna make it even more suspicious that I'm X-raying, but come on. I gotta. So my final chore was to get some orange armor trimmed, which doesn't give me much power. I really only did this so other players would think I looked cool. Except after a few days failing to collect the orange resin on my own, it was actually given to me by a moderator. Hello. Here. This was my first face-to-face with someone who has the power to ban me. And they have no clue what I've been up to.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no. Thank you, Jamie Tom. So I've now shown you X-ray can be used to get physical power, but since this server, like many others, doesn't even allow sporadic fights, what's even more important is to obtain power over the people. But first, day 12, I wanted a base to store my diamonds in, and to go along with the orange theme, I would build it out of copper. To those who wanted an X-raying but only mining copper video, here you go. It went exactly how you'd expect. I mined for copper, was bored, but then I spotted a tryout chamber and discovered this is faster than cheating. I'd collected enough copper by just day 14, so I finished the vault and placed my singular remaining diamond block inside, and immediately took it back out because the nature shop had just restocked all of their smelted deep slate. Look at all these diamonds we will be mining today. Every time we hit a diamond, we'll just cover it all up. But as I mine more diamonds, I stash them into hidden barrels. See, another tool the moderators have to their advantage is a /inventory-c command, which I got increasingly paranoid that they would use this on me and see an amount of diamonds that would tip them off to what I was doing, making them investigate my tunnels even further. Okay, so one thing I'm realizing is I'm mining at -52, so I don't run directly into lava. But I can see the lava before the lava sees me, so I don't... There's actually like no purpose in doing that. So every 16 diamond blocks, I stashed them in a barrel, marked the coordinates, and buried it to collect later. Even me, having the most powerful X-ray, I can't see the barrel I left behind. Over the course of 3 days, I hid 3 separate stashes. So I'm realizing I don't need to put these last diamonds in because I did a mining trip for this long. It would make sense to have 14 blocks of diamonds. I've been mining for almost, what, like an hour and a half? So I'll take these home with me, and yeah, let's head home. But while I was at the surface, most of my diamonds were still stuck in the barrels underground. It seems like the next logical step would be to dig them up, but that brings us back to the same issue of the admins wondering how I got so many diamonds. To be able to last 100 days on the server, we need to tell a convincing story for how, because right now the story of Rorangus220 is that he logs on, immediately runs off to the caves, mines stacks of diamonds and netherite, and then wastes it on a hoe. Yeah. So what is a convincing story we can tell the server for how Rorangus collected so many diamonds? Just like that, in chat, someone just said what it could be. Opening up a shop. Then every time we legitimately get a diamond from selling an item, we take some of our cheated diamonds and put them in the chest. So now it seems as if those came from a legitimate purchase as well. But to be able to clean all the diamonds we've X-rayed, we needed to sell an item that is easy to get loads of, every player buys, and consumable, so there's constantly purchases being made. And I think it's pretty obvious what we should be selling, because I've been using about 5 of them during this monologue. We should open a rocket store. From my time in the shopping district, a few players have tried to sell rockets, but they're always out of stock. So I picked out some land to open Rorange's Rockets, but first made sure the location was free, as the last thing I wanted was negative attention being brought to our shop that could cause an investigation.
Yo, why is everyone just like watching me, bro? Why is everyone professional watchers?
But as I was looking at shop listings to see how much I should sell my rockets for, I discovered,
oh no,
there was already a rocket shop that was owned by a server admin, and I had just opened mine right in front of it. Meanwhile, another shop was hosting its grand opening that I was quite excited for. I had seen they would be selling very cheap gunpowder, which was my plan for stocking my shop, until...
After lots of hard work, after lots of grinding, I have finally built a shop.
Red ribbon. Oh my god. Yo, did someone just grief this guy's build?
So while everyone else was panicking about the shop, I found the person who planted the TNT and gave him a few diamonds. Okay, it wouldn't hurt to have someone like that on our good side. He was standing awfully close to my shop, but also awfully close to the other rocket shop, if you know what I mean. But now my method for easily procuring stock was out the window, and while I could build my own gunpowder farm, that just sounds like actually opening up a rocket shop. Now, the admin Zartu was selling his rockets for 1 diamond a stack, so I bought out the entire stock to sell for cheaper at my store.
Okay, everybody, it's open, it's open.
You're selling rockets outside another rocket shop?
That is merely a coincidence.
I could obviously afford to do this because I'd actually be fabricating most of my sales. The rockets are really just there for show.
Oh no, that's the admin that's online.
He bought all of Zartu's rockets. I ain't dumb.
But nobody was actually buying rockets from me. Even though Zartu was out of stock, they would still go in to try and buy from him, avoiding my shop.
Yo, what are you doing in there? Come buy my rockets.
Oh my goodness, we've finally done it. We've made 1 sale. Now we can take these diamonds, we can take these diamonds, and let's go buy this guy's stock. And here is our barrel. Our 17 diamonds. There's been something on my mind. I am being way too paranoid. Ever since I started this recording, not a single person has said the word X-ray. Nobody has even remarked about how many diamonds I have. Nobody even suspects that I'm X-raying. Nobody even suspects that I have anything. Nobody even knows I have a bunch of diamonds. So why am I acting like everyone's like on my tail? So you know what? I'm gonna be more obvious. I don't know. Every time I do this, it feels risky. It just feels so obvious that all it takes is them watching me for 1 second to be like, oh, yep, he's X-raying. But like, I don't think anyone has any suspicions.
Hey yo, what is that doing there?
Oh my gosh, wait, we have 2.5 stacks of diamonds. Okay, wait, so I found this strip mine that someone made. This crazy strip mine where they left no block uncovered. But they've also missed a ton of diamonds. So I'm thinking is we can just use this to pick up extra diamonds. And then with our deep slate method, I can obviously mine for those diamonds. Then guess what? I take off the resource path and look at this tunnel. This is just a regular tunnel someone mined and they found nothing. Like, that's it.
Yo, so who put this in front of my shop?
You know what that means? I'm not gonna just kill the creeper. No. There you go. Yeah, because I bet it was the firework rocket shop that did that. They're jealous that I'm selling it for much cheaper. Why is nobody buying from me? But honestly, it didn't matter how many sales I actually made, because according to the books, I have 1,000 clean diamonds. But those on their own won't prove X-ray is powerful. They're just light blue blocks. It's how we use them that counts. So I went into the shopping district to first just buy a few items as a little experiment. I bought potions, some gunpowder, and an entire beacon set, but the best thing I purchased was from an admin. There we go. This deal has been done. But what was supposed to be a fun little moment proving the power X-ray gives me became the ignition for a power struggle.
Oh my gosh, I just realized something. This is terrible placement. Wait, Daily, it's hard to read the one. No one will know my incredible prices. I'm still gonna stop at Zartu's anyway. Yo, they're boycotting me. The server's boycotting me. Oh my gosh. I'm actually gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. The staff are against my shop. Well, maybe I'll put a statue of Zartu conveniently in front of the advertising board. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, you wanna buy from them? Well, guess what? You're out of stock now, buddy. Good luck with that. Did you buy Zartu out of stock to get your own sales? That's called venture capitalism.
So Daily and the admins quite disliked me, and not even for my X-ring, but for buying out other shops and selling for cheaper. But since Daily is the head admin and was boycotting my shop, I know it doesn't really make much sense, but I just bought out his entire shop out of spite.
You're selling a stack of netherrack for a diamond? Oh no, I'm gonna have to X-ray so much more to buy all this. You're still selling stacks of seeds, a stack of seeds for 1 diamond. There is no way you can look the server in the eye and be like, yes, that is reasonable.
So I called Daily Chief Guy over to get a reaction from him, but he just goes, huh. Okay guys, I'm blowing up my shop, come to spawn to watch.
No! Oh. Okay, well that was, tragic.
So Daily is the head admin, meaning out of anyone, he'd want me gone the most. And this is the kind of madman we are dealing with. So in front of Daily's nature shop, or at least what was a nature shop, I opened my own, selling his items for cheaper prices.
That's what every shop needs. A manifesto.
What do you think you're doing?
Feel free to buy anything you want. Oh my gosh, you look, someone bought my stuff.
Oh,
let's go.
You haven't. You haven't bought my stock and sold it.
First you take my stock, then Daily. Hope you never need mod assistance. You know what? Okay. I guess, I would be very happy if a mod never looked at me ever again.
Now I technically haven't done anything wrong, and the admins are only being a little corrupt, but it felt wrong. In a video where I'm trying to prove the power of X-Ray, to let the admins get away with a grudged boycott on me. Like they even made me shut down the pop-up nature store for the technicality of it being too close. Too close to the ruins of a shop. But my plan to break the boycott needed more diamonds very soon, so while in the mining tunnels, instead of covering up the evidence, I'd blow it up.
Okay, block it off.
Well, don't mind if I do. Oh.
There's nothing really suspicious about this. It just seems like someone used TNT. You see those right there? Those are the first ever non-deep slate diamonds I've seen this video. This is like what diamonds used to look like, but they look so weird now after seeing deep slate diamonds this whole time.
Now with these diamonds, I went around and bought out every single shop on the server.
What the heck? What? Who is this?
And opened a third shop that sold those items at ridiculously low prices. If they were going to boycott me, they'd have to boycott the entire server. So I staked out my shop to see if the prices would lure any admins to break their ban.
Oh my gosh, yes! Oh my gosh! Dragon Sekko's there. Are they gonna buy anything? Yo, yes!
The admin Dragon Sekko did end up making a large purchase, but it was actually just her buying her store's stock back. Now, most shops have a list of players that they have banned. For example, I'm banned from Epic Store, and I have to obey that. So because I wanted these low prices for everyone on the server, I snuck back to my shop and banned Dragon Sekko from it. But when Zartu showed her the sign...
Zartu, please buy. Yo! They just unbanned themselves from the store?
That's funny.
I found that I had even less power than I thought. The admins didn't obey the rules of my shop, and what could I do about it? Report them? To who? But this changed my mindset about X-Ray. I had it all backwards. I couldn't force my power. It'd have to be freely given to me, which is why, day 37, I was X-Raying for netherite. I found that the most undetectable and fastest method was blowing up beds into the netherite veins. This became my favorite way to X-Ray, as it was exhilarating mining so much netherite, but at the same time was helping Oranges build a convincing story. Because what's better than no trail is a very believable trail. If they question how I have so much netherite, I have the tunnels to prove that I didn't X-ray. There were times I would suspiciously mine a bit to get nearby netherite, but I would then cover it with lava, which honestly I just did that so I could tell you guys I was being careful. I wasn't. But with 18 netherite ingots, I shut down Rorange's rockets and renovated it into Rorange's netherite shop. Now, when I made my list of banned players, I easily could have put those who banned me from their shops and the admins as an act of revenge. But instead, every person I reasonably could have put on the banned players list, I put on the discount list. This was my way to gain favor from the admins, but ironically, using X-Ray that they didn't know about. And the moderators are not going to question how I got this netherite because it benefits them not to. Then, even better than the rocket shop, I can throw in 32 diamonds at a time to clean. I had found the perfect X-Ray method.
Come tend the garden with me. We have so many seeds to sow.
Dude, that is like 120 ancient debris. You are tearing the nether up. Nether isn't the only thing I'm tearing up.
We were having the time of our lives when we started. Everything was groovy, but I'm noticing Listen, lately we've been half-hearted. West Side Story don't feel pretty anymore.
Oh my gosh, Zartu responded. Huh? Better make a follow-up clarifying that comment. I say what I mean and I mean what I say.
Well, we spent the bulk of our days feeling free, like we were properly stoned.
Are they looking at me? Yo, they're looking at me! Abort, 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 abort!
Tower of Diamonds?
No, I don't think anybody else has seen it.
Epic saw it. I knew he did. I knew he saw
Do
it.
they not know who it is? Did they not
Someone's
see me?
flexing for that guy is flexing for sure, I think.
I don't know how he got rich so quick though. He's still pretty young.
I have no idea either. His little shop right over here doesn't really sell that much.
They're questioning.
I haven't seen him with somebody. Like every time I see him, he's alone.
I'm guessing he's just better than most of us when he's alone.
Right? Maybe.
I am surprised that he just built a Tower of Diamonds just to get up there.
I had the diamonds, I had the favor of the admins, and not a single soul knew the true story. My secret was safe and I could x-ray as much as I wanted. Until... It was, I remember, day 53, a day that started very unassuming. I was invited into the Oreo, where for 1 diamond, I purchased some trading cards. I had recognized Altius Games as a player who had joined around the same time as me, but this was my first time meeting AA17 Prime. But little did I know, this single purchase of cards would change my X rank forever. I collected a huge profit from the shop, so again worked on restocking it. But I've been doing this for what, 12 days now? I was bored of the routine, so I thought, hey, remember those guys I gave 1 diamond to? Well, what if I placed a bunch in front of their house?
Oh.
Hello?
I guess we're rich now or something.
I want to know something. I want to know. Why did you build a gigantic tower of diamond blocks in the sky?
For fun.
Now this is all this interaction was supposed to be, but it led me to discover that with my diamonds, I could buy something I was desperate for.
Okay, just, you know, don't mind them, and then you run away, and then you run away, and then you run away.
There you are. Why are there diamonds in a pile? Roxy, do you know anything about this?
But after building a couple more piles, those got boring, so I improved my theatrics.
I love oranges.
So you know how they say money doesn't grow on trees? Look what I found.
I don't think diamonds are gonna grow from this tree.
Watch, bro. This is how I get so many diamonds.
I don't think money's gonna grow.
This is how I get so many diamonds. Trust. You replace it all with diamonds. Yo, so they're not saying anything. They all left!
Oh my god, money does grow on trees.
Yo, they are not messing with this, bro.
Oh my god.
They actually think this is the stupidest thing ever.
Now this was some fun power, as people were getting sorta suspicious of me, but for the fact that I'm still here, my methods must be at least pretty good. But day 56, Prime, the person I pranked with the money tree, reached out with an opportunity for me to prove some real power by helping them in a fight. The lore of the situation, I didn't need to or want to know. All I saw this as was a chance to prove the power of X-Ray, because our team was barely geared until they added me.
I need netherite. I need netherite.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, how did you make so much money? wait.
Bro, you're rich.
Do you have any more netherite for me?
I'm just gonna throw out 17.
Oh! Thank you! Roaches.
Wait, can I?
Roaches, bro.
You are a G, bro. Oranges.
Elevator down.
You'd be fine if I just like mine this
Oh no, they're gonna see! It's hollow! Wait, I don't think I made that hollow. Yo, I think someone stole from it. That's why I do this. What? Oh my gosh! Yo, they got a secret base! Wait, what the heck did I just get led into?
But the longer we waited for the signal to jump in and fight, the more I started to think, this wasn't happening. Turns out back at spawn, they settled the conflict peacefully. Man. But even though I didn't get the chance to show the power of X-Ray, I've now gained something I've never had on this server, a team.
Oh, Rosie. Hey, Ro.
Though, at the same time, they really only know me for the diamonds I've been giving them. It's not like Roranges says that much, so I'm only here because of X-Ray.
Bro, what? Who's Shulker? Bro! Dog is just flexing on us!
What on earth? How do you have so much?
Okay, can we all agree, guys, that Ro is the sexiest one out of all of us?
We can agree that he's the richest.
So this is our valuables chest. Now, I don't know when the rest of my team is going to log on, but I want to like fill this up to the brim with stuff. Now, it seems like the only thing I am on the team is a way to like get the money. I think that's how I joined in the first place. So you know what? If that's why, I'm gonna go keep getting them riches. Here, you know what? To help disguise our X rank even more, let's do it under this person's house. So if anyone gets suspicious, they'll blame whoever built this. But I'm really glad I'm on a team now. I feel like it's nice that Roranges is gonna be a lot less suspicious now that he's working with people. Because now the story is like, he's just not on here to X-ray for a little bit, get some diamonds, then leave. Now he's like, he's making connections. He's making friendships. But it's all a facade. But now, also at the same time, I always was like thinking, I wonder what the admins would think when I get caught for X-raying. But I'm starting to think, what's my team gonna think when I get caught for X-raying? Are they gonna snitch on me? Or because I have a bunch of diamonds and then they can claim innocence, they're just gonna act like nothing happened. Yeah, but we should go restock that soon, because I am kind of getting bored. I'm getting bored of X-raying. See, like, here's the thing, is like, this is a ton of diamonds, but it's actually like crazy. It's not like you get like 1 billion diamonds like right away. You actually still got to put in the work, which is crazy. I'm complaining about how hard it is to get diamonds while X-raying, but like, man, hopefully my team is impressed with what I have.
Oh, Ro is coming down, Ro.
Yes, they're excited to see me.
Bro.
It's definitely not a netherite hoe.
Is this supposed to be a new form of flexing?
So, like, are the mines for netherite just basically dried up because someone is selling netherite?
You're kind of looking at him.
That's
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Roranges.
This is crazy. Well, you like X-raying for coal or something.
A lot of shulkers will be needed.
We're getting to the end of it. I have about 2 stacks left.
This is, for me, this is basically a challenge. I'm leaving the group. I'm sorry, team. But something has to be done about this. So here's what I've learned about X-raying for coal. If you ever need this information, first, keep as high as possible. It's tempting to go down to the ores in view, but then there's time lost heading back up, so get all the top ores and then go down. Secondly, if there's a beacon, set it up. The building of it does add on time, but the insta-mining shaves off a ton of time getting to every coal ore vein. Third, what do I do about the obvious tunnels I mined? Hope nobody looks at them. It cut the coal ore mining rate in half to cover them up with stone, and out of all the tunnels, it's not that suspicious. But lastly, do remember, all these time saves are worthless because, well, all I was doing was saving myself time to mine more coal. So I spent the same amount of time mining coal anyways. Look at that, look at that. How tall is it right now? I don't even know. I was thinking, I wonder what their reaction is gonna be when they see the giant coal tower. But I don't even know who built the original one. I just saw a coal tower and went, nope, I can't let someone beat me.
We need this to go all the way to height limit. That's when we know we really set the record.
We? What do you mean we? I mined all this coal. Prime's helping me build this. If they look through and to see who built this tower, they're gonna see Prime's name all over it as well. They're gonna believe Prime went and got these ores as well. So if I get caught for X-raying, Prime might get in trouble even though he didn't do anything. That's not good. There we go. Now we got a good line going. Now it doesn't look like an X-ray tunnel anymore. Now it just looks like, honestly, I don't know what it looks like anymore. Is
it you?
This is mine.
This was you.
Yep, this was me.
Are you trying to upstage me here?
Absolutely. That is
Absolutely.
the only reason.
Wow. I would say challenge accepted, but I don't know if I can emotionally handle mining more. You might just have this one.
GG.
GG's.
I'm sorry, Ro is my best friend because he's awesome. Right, Ro? You know our besties. If you say no, I will cry. Good job. Yeah. I will audibly cry into my mic right now if you had said no. I'm boosting you. Wait. I'm gonna... Why, Ro? Why? Thought you loved me.
Hey, okay.
Thought you
No
loved
need
me.
to cry.
Fine.
W troll, bro. W troll.
Fine.
Now, day 77, I was wondering if the cold tower was too suspicious, if it made people think I was an X-rayer. So when Putt Philly asked me to play hide and seek with him, I thought it would be a great opportunity to one-on-one find out what he truly thinks of me.
30, 29, 28, 27. This is hard. Wait, I'm gonna be searching forever. There's no way an actual X-rayer would waste this much time looking for someone in a game of hide and seek.
But as I played hide and seek with Philly,
How did you... How? Okay, I will count from right here. I'll give you 30 seconds.
I found he didn't see me as an X-rayer.
Oh, dude, I'm already doing so much worse than you. Oh, I found you! Dude, that is a great spot.
Or see me as a person to just get diamonds from.
Bro is surprisingly good at hide and seek.
But he saw me as a friend.
As soon as you hear me fall, you can start counting, okay?
Except...
You don't see me.
Spot, you know what a go-to spot would be? We go to the old bread and butter. Ooh, so you never suspect me to be up here again.
Seriously? Exact same spot. Why?
Except when Philly and I talked about our lives, he told the genuine truth.
Dude, I'm working on getting a new job so I can actually do line firefighting instead of sitting in an office all day.
But when he asked about my life, I had to lie.
He is. He's a man of no words, but he conveys so much emotion. Just look at his eyes.
I have this huge secret that no one will ever know. The oranges Putt Philly calls a friend?
Nah, I'm joking. Ro's giving me enough. Ro, give me full netherite.
Doesn't actually exist.
Bro, will I ever be allowed to hear your voice? Bro, no. Okay.
The next item I wanted to X-ray for was the rarest ore in the game, so I flew to where I mined our cold tower looking for deep slate emerald ore. But after mining 3,
And I think we literally found all the deep slate emerald ore in this biome, which is nice. It's nice that we didn't have to spend forever looking for it, but now we're gonna have to go find another windswept hill.
so I'd fly to more mountains, and at the top, either look below for or use a program called Free Camera that lets me basically fly around the world looking. Even with X-ray, the ore was still rare to find, but this server is 10,000 by 10,000 blocks wide, meaning there's about 90 deep slate emerald ore on the server, and I mined up 1/6 of it.
Can one of you come up here? Because, like, how? The rarest block in the game.
I think I saw some in
You're too
Miner's
rich.
chest.
Based off of their reactions, kinda made me realize I think this is the most suspicious I've ever been. So to get the heat off of me, I joined my team looting an ancient city. But interestingly, when Prime was looking for that ancient city, he wasn't doing so by mining in the caves, but he was using Free Camera, the same we used for emeralds. Doing this is explicitly banned in the rules, but I just find it interesting where we draw the lines for what rules we break. He's already breaking the rules to find structures, but would be so opposed to X-raying for ores. Even then, why is mine the inherently worst cheat? All it is a texture pack, while his is an entire mod. But I spent 3 days with them looting that ancient city and another trial chamber.
Oh, you place water? Kidding me?
I didn't even get anything good from this. It was just to build the lie that Roranges is a regular player. But I think it started to go too far. Day 85 isn't even on the server. It was on Prime's private server. I wasn't X-raying on here, but the lie was clearly working as I was now the newly added member to the Orbital SMP. I remember after this, I took a shower, which just gave me time to feel. This is turning into more than just a funny X-ray challenge. Now my team, these genuine and real people, were starting to form a connection with me, but not with me, with Roranges, my secret identity, which means this entire friendship is based on a lie. I'm close to day 100, but the longer this lie goes on, the more shocking the truth will be. So I planned on completing the rest of this challenge in the tunnels, alone, where no one could figure out my secret. But then when I go to X-ray, there's a new anti-X-ray plugin. Then at the same time, Daily Chief Guy reaches out to me asking about my shenanigans. Coincidence? No, this has to be about my X-ray. So I prepared for the final showdown between me and the admins, because you know what this message really means? It means the admins have nothing on me. If they did, I'd already be banned. But Daly's message did mean they were onto me. I knew once Daly found even a hint of X-ray, he would take his shot. So I just had to be sure I shot first. As always, I needed more diamonds, but the new anti-X-ray wouldn't stop me, as I came prepared with an anti-X-ray. But here's the thing, if I'm gone soon, these diamonds are worthless to me. But for my final act of X-ray, I wanted to leave these for my teammates, as a thank you for the good times and sorta an apology. Except I needed to be sure the admins wouldn't take away what I've left for them. No one can know they've come from me. So I scattered diamonds throughout some of their chests, putting a lot into their vaults, muddying my cheated diamonds with their legit diamonds. But since the admins can track chests, in case that doesn't work, I hid stacks of ore in their walls. I wonder what they'll think when they find this. I wonder if they'll even remember who I was.
Okay, how did you get so much Deep Slate Emerald ore? So this is what gets me. The Deep Slate Emerald Ore Tower. We have reason to believe you've been using cheats to gain an advantage. If you chose to be honest, we will reduce your ban time.
So, I lied, because I didn't need a shorter ban time, I just needed time. I sent Daily a video that I said would explain my strategies, but that was just a distraction, so I could take my remaining diamonds and put them in stashes all around the server. Under the Emerald Tower, my team's secret base entrance, the billboard, the store I'm banned from, the store that blew up, the nether tunnels I blew up, and for good karma, a fortune in front of Zartu's rocket shop. But then Prime logged on, so I saved a massive stash to hand off to him personally, giving me the chance to see him one last time. But I was far out, and Daily had watched through the video and had more questions, so I flew back to base as fast as I could, spamming rockets, spinning a wilder tale with Daily, but... Well, this is new. Every time I've gotten banned in the past, it's been because, like, I've been crazily admitting to it. But this is, I think, the first time I've been actually banned for X-Ray. This was it. After 3 fun videos, my X-Ray antics finally caught up to me. I flew too close to the sun and now had lost. Day 89, Rorange's 220 was banned. So, I logged on with my main account, Jaren, a seemingly new player to the server. Now, Rorange's might be banned, but remember, I shot first, because I then looted every single stash I hid in spawn, bought a maxed out pickaxe, and dug back into my tunnels as the richest player on the server! I spent 141 days on only 3 layers of dirt, where I had to kill 2,000 zombies for iron, breed hundreds of pigs for 1 golden apple, and dig 10,000 dirt by hand. I then thought I was done playing this world, but the commenters and even YouTube themselves wanted a part 2, so here we are in the middle of a raid that I never even expected to finish. All I had left to kill was a Ravager stuck in my moat. I couldn't get close enough to hit it, so instead, I don't know why this was my next thought, I tried to drown it. But a few minutes later, it was still swimming along. The water must have messed with the AI though, because I was then able to punch it to death. Now I could tell you the events of day 144, which was me building a horse stable, but 145 is way better. In the last video, my entire goal was to get wood, which took a while because there are no villages in this world. I turned them off so they won't generate, so if someone tells me to look for a village, I might freak out. But today a wandering trader spawned who sold saplings. They were jungle, not the best, but I'll take it. Getting wood is just going to change what we can do in this world, and honestly, it was quite overwhelming. So many things that I wanted to do, I finally could. But I was so happy because my goal for this video, instead of surviving like the last video, I want to thrive. Now that I have practically infinite shovels, I'm now able to turn the slime chunks into path blocks, which is probably the best way to spawn proof it. You gotta be joking. And it sells birch saplings. I didn't have enough emeralds to buy them at the moment, so I put him in a boat for later. That evening, I moved him out further just because when a wandering trader spawns, they are only in your world for a few days. But if the trader is in chunks that aren't loaded, that timer doesn't count down, which gives us more time to get those emeralds for the saplings. The only way to get those emeralds is to trade leather with my leather worker. I didn't have any cows in the world, so the only way I could get leather is from fishing. Okay, I'm gonna cut to the chase. The odds of fishing leather is 1%, so to get 2 leather, I'd have to fish over 200 times. We don't have time for this. I didn't want it to come to this, but I massacred my animals a second time. By removing all the passive mobs from spawn, the game will spawn new passive mobs, like cows. I was just moving my horse far from the spawn chunks when I spotted them, the first cows of the series. Day 148, I got the leather. ethically. Don't worry, there are some leftover cows for later, but now I have 1 birch sapling. Today is going great. It got even better when all of a sudden some sheep spawned, which means I now have the 3 important passive mobs: pigs, sheep, and cows. Not horses though, but my bony friend does the trick. Goodness, we just have so much to do because now with those sheep, I can make beds, which means I can breed our 2 villagers. So I spent that evening turning this dirt pile into an actually decent house. The villagers now have children who are going to turn into fishermen. They have a game-changing trade, but I'm waiting for them to grow up, so it seems like a good time to move the cows. Also, you might notice how I'm not in my normal skin. I've been cursed to be Steve. That's because most of this video was recorded without Wi-Fi. I recently moved out on my own, and our router hasn't arrived yet. And now the cows have been put in their pen very, very far away from spawn chunks because I don't want to have to massacre my animals for the 3rd time. But I will be honest, some of the cows will die. I still need their leather to sell for emeralds. But does that mean a pacifist? Oh no, 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 an iron golem spawned today. He got quite massacred. Not the sheep though, I have a soft spot for them. They get a nice pen near the cows. I do feel like I glossed over killing that iron golem though. Like, them spawning is going to be crazy. Not needing to get iron from zombies will speed everything up. So that evening I put together a simple iron farm, which is just a zombie in a boat. That's the only thing you need for an iron golem to spawn. So all I then had to do was climb up this ladder and kill the golems. Yes, it's manual and incredibly scuffed, but in just one night I got a full set of armor. Day 151, a baby villager escaped through a hole in the house, but nothing a boat can't fix. Well, it didn't fix it that well because they escaped again. That wasn't my biggest issue because that night a creeper got into my cow pen and must have been looking for blood because it just blew up. I wasn't even near it. Then to make matters worse, my sheep died. Wait a minute, I mean, I died my sheep. Day 152, I started work on a giant carrot farm. The bigger the better because I'll be turning these carrots into emeralds. I really wanted those emeralds, so I worked through the night and into the morning. One thing I discovered to be quite annoying was running back and forth between villagers at spawn and the cows far away. That's why I'm digging a canal from the cows to spawn. The next morning, I filled up the canal, and after AFKing at my crops, I gave it a test run. Wait, horse, get out of the way! The crash was so big, my sheep died again. I dyed my sheep back to white so I could sell their wool to the shepherds. Day 155, you can't hear it, but I was talking with my roommate Parker, showing him around this world. Parker didn't have Wi-Fi as well, so we just chatted about this video. Well, Parker does have a hotspot, which is like a Wi-Fi connection, just really slow, and Parker doesn't have anything better to do, so we opened up a LAN world. Wreckcraft2 will be joining us on the Superflat world for the next few days. Yes, I know, he is quite laggy. I gave him some iron armor to start off because I made this rule: if he dies, he gets banned from this world. Hopefully that puts him on edge. I don't want him to die though because he can do all the boring chores that I don't want to do. That evening, a wandering trader spawned, nothing new, but they're selling slime balls for 4 emeralds. Yeah, in this economy, nobody's buying that. It's like selling air to homeless people. Day 158, Parker had one goal and one goal only: get every single music disc possible. That night, I got 2 unique discs. I think Parker got a few more, but every now and then I would hear Parker screaming from his bedroom, and I just think, yeah, I hope he's not dead. With my discs and the many he gathered over the last few days, we had 11 of the 12 we could get. Unluckily, we were just missing Blocks, my favorite disc. I'd love to finish the collection now, but Parker was leaving to go play pickleball with some friends. Day 159, there were some technical issues with the LAN world, so I had to pull up a copy of the world once Parker left. Wait, wrong copy. Okay, day 160, it's fixed. Now we can focus. The first thing I did was level up my toolsmith. Of the 3 villagers that can sell us diamond items, we're only able to get a toolsmith. The others require workstations crafted with stone, but we will never ever have stone. But on the bright side, we now have enchanted shovels. Our next project is a mob farm. It's just a standard design, so there's nothing much to say, but I did realize it's going to be super fast because during the day, mobs can't spawn anywhere but the mob farm. It only took 2 days to build, so I'll test it in the morning. But first, I leveled up the toolsmith enough so we can get diamond axes and diamond shovels. I'm too broke to buy one though. Weren't we gonna go check on the mob farm? It's alright. Faster than a mob farm in a normal world, but realistically it could be faster. Day 163 was quite peaceful. I just chopped trees. This is just annoying. I can't wait for us to get torches. That should stop this from happening. But to get torches, I'll need some more villagers, so I expanded their little house. See, I have some morals not cramming them into a small house, but they still have holes in their walls, and a mud floor, and I killed our golems. No worries, moving on. I went fishing in my pond, yay! I fished into the morning because if I catch like 20 cod, we could finally get torches. No, I'm not talking about starting grease fires, even though that would be fun. I actually needed them to trade with the fisherman to level him up, but I didn't have enough fish. For efficiency's sake, I made a small pond so while I'm fishing, my crops can grow and my sheep can eat. That worked out really well because I was able to then get my first enchanted bow. There's not a way to enchant bows, so killing skeletons is the only way to get them. It was on day 165 I was finally able to level up the fisherman, unlocking the campfire trade. I immediately broke the campfire, which dropped charcoal, which we'd use to craft more campfires, break more, and then turn that charcoal into torches. I should say, I didn't even think of this. If it wasn't for this comment here, we would not have torches. I wanted them so badly because now that we can use torches for spawn proofing, we can finally get rid of this ugly Lego flooring. Day 166, there was a man wearing pants on my front lawn, so I stole them and added them to my collection. Then I just really need to finish the outer fence. There's gonna be tons of skeletons showing up trying to steal those pants back. Actually, those iron golems could protect me, but I did kill a lot of them, enough to craft an anvil. I bought another diamond shovel so I combine them for efficiency 3 so I can insta-mine dirt. Okay, technically I was right, I can insta-mine dirt, just not grass. We were so close to greatness. I do love day 168 though. This is where I started construction on Rainforest Cafe. One thing I came to terms with was that we are never getting furnaces, which led me to believe it was raw food for me. But wait a minute, I got campfires. So Rainforest Cafe is a huge fire hazard, but it cooks our food. Day 169, nothing funny happened, okay? All I did was breed the cows, the sheep, and even the villagers got some action. On to day 170, I realized I wasn't recording until like midday. All you need to know is that I got the bad omen effect. Here's the other pillagers for proof. So I started a raid, feeling confident I could beat it now that I have iron armor, weapons, and a bow, but one wave in and I ran out of arrows. I don't want to tell you about the rest of the raid because it sucked. A lot. I was miserable. It wasn't until day 172 I finished the raid, which I am proud. It is the first time I completed a raid, but I hated that. Never again. But with the effect of Hero of the Village, I was able to get more emeralds than usual. Also, the toolsmith threw me a stone pickaxe, so 172 days in, we got getting an upgrade. Okay. The rest of the day I built a chunk-wide pond because I would love to be able to fish up an enchanted book. I can't really bother to get an exact enchantment because how rare that is, but I could disenchant the book, craft a lectern, and get librarians who will sell me exact enchantments. Day 173 I realized we can't disenchant the book because we can't get a grindstone. Took me long enough to figure that out even when it had stone in the name. So the only way we can get highly enchanted tools is by combining them in anvils. So I felt it was finally time to build an iron farm. This is a design I built dozens of times. It's the ENX04 Day 1 Iron Farm, it's just that I'm building it on day 173. I will say, it is weird building this design rather than digging it out of the ground. That does mean I need to spawn proof around the farm, but these path blocks should do the trick. That evening I moved 3 villagers over, and the second I trapped the zombie, the iron farm started producing. While the iron farm was running in the background, I checked the wiki to see what new villagers we could get. Turns out I have all the ones I could get right now. If a wandering trader came by and sold me sugarcane, we could get more, but for now I have all the different villagers. Day 176 I realized my pig pen was lacking. It's a nice area that I didn't want to go to waste, so I turned it into a tree farm. Well, farm is a bit of an exaggeration. It's just a place for me to chop trees and then the saplings get collected automatically. I spent the morning chopping, so I had tons of wood, meaning I can make more torches. That night I placed as many torches as I could to keep my base safe. Maybe now I'll stop getting shot. Now I was talking about torches being the thing that spawn proofed, but get this, I was just working with my sheep, spawn proofing around that area, which meant the mob farm was collecting mobs in the background. When the sun set, you might have noticed something. There's no mobs out here. They must have all gotten bored and gone home. No, actually, there's just so many mobs in the mob farm, the game doesn't want to spawn anymore. Day 179, I went back to fishing, seeing if I can catch anything interesting like an enchanted fishing rod. I didn't, so I gave up, but then it rained and I went back. Still nothing though, I don't know why I keep trying. Day 180, the sheep died again. Okay, I've made that joke like 3 times now. What I actually did was separate the colored sheep from the white. The only colors of sheep we can get right now are the colors I get from flowers, so there's not that many colors of sheep we had to collect. On day 181, I was still dealing with the problem of running from spawn over to the sheep, just taking up time. 20 seconds to be exact. I wasn't the best with using the boat every time because turning around honestly makes it about the same amount of time as running. My only other idea was to use a horse, which ended up being 4 seconds faster than the other traveling method. So I built a horse road with little parking terminals at the end. Day 182, I got 3 new colors of sheep, magenta, purple, and light gray. The rest of the day was spent playing shepherd by shearing sheep and making the cousins interbreed. I had so much fun working with the sheep, I didn't even realize it was already day 184. I'm just making a wall so no slime can kill my sheep, but I'd be fine if something killed my chickens, there's too many of them. While cooking my ethically collected chicken, I was looking through my advancements list. One of them is to tame every cat, and I knew there were some buggers around here. One of the 11 cats tamed. Another one was to slide on a honey block, which reminded me that we can get bees. When a birch tree grows next to a flower, it has a 5% chance of spawning a beehive along with it. It only took a day to get a beehive, but then I was thinking, why do we even really need these bees? What's our main objective in the end? I just felt lost doing projects without meaning. So I called together a town council. The goal of this meeting was to come up with goals that we could be working on until day 250. Since there were only animals in attendance, it's not surprising that most of the goals were animal oriented. It took us all day to come up with 9 long-term tasks, but I'm back to being excited about this world. The first task I started on was a ginormous melon farm. Okay, I want to have so many melons, I say, what am I gonna do with all these melons? I'm gonna sell them to farmers for emeralds, that's what I'm gonna do. Also to all those commenters asking how I got melon seeds, a wandering trader sold them to me while I was setting up the town council meeting. I did not cheat. This is how big I want the farm to be. It's gonna take a while, but the economy's gonna love it. Speaking of economy, I realized I could sell iron from my iron farm to my toolsmith. That was quite handy because I was in desperate need for a new axe. Day 190, I spent the day prepping the farmland. I didn't have the seeds yet, but once the melons start producing, we'll be filling the land quite fast. Day 191, I got wood so I could light up the land. Can't have any of these spiders eating my melons. Day 192 was more work on the melon farm. I can practically smell the economy going up. If I wanted to speed up this process, I would need quite a lot of bones, but I was too lazy to walk all the way from spawn to the mob farm to get it. So, I just built another one. It was going to be glorious, making the farming process a million times quicker. But it was day 194, I finished the melon farm, and day 195, I finished the mob farm. So it didn't help, like, at all. Okay, that's a little mean. It's nice to have a mob farm on my land, it just didn't help with the farm. Next project on the board was making a big beehive. Because I wanted to build it out of wool, I worked on getting more colorful sheep, which was another task on the board. But the sheep keep escaping. I discovered that when the sheep are young, they go under the carpet and then grow up. They then simply break the laws of physics and phase through the fence. It's like overpopulation where the obvious solution is to stop breeding, but come on, it's fun. Day 198, I deforested my backyard, but to show you that I care about nature, I rescued this bee. But it wouldn't go into its hive. And I'm pretty sure if it doesn't go into the hive, it will die. Yeah, buddy. You're gonna die. Day 199, I started progress on the bee sanctuary. In my previous 100 days, the bees normally end up dying, but this time is different. But while I was breeding bees, I found out on the wiki that I actually needed Silk Touch to move a beehive. There's like a 0% chance I'm getting Silk Touch anytime soon, but I believed that I would find a solution to this bee problem, so I kept constructing the big beehive. Guess who found a solution? All you need is rope. The bees I just brought in won't go into the hives, but the newly bred ones should. But the big beehive isn't completed yet because, well, there's no big beehive. So that evening, I set out to build one. I say set out because I barely didn't have enough materials to complete it. Day 201, I gathered enough mud and wool to finish the beehive. Taking a step back and looking at it, I'm really proud of this build. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments that I'll totally 100% read. To finish the day, I got the Sticky Situation achievement. You don't know how long this took to figure out, but now my bee tasks are complete. Day 203, I got a diamond hoe from a toolsmith, but I never ended up recording it. I also leveled up way more toolsmiths. Selling iron for emeralds is just too good. I knew selling iron wouldn't last forever, so my next goal was to get a farmer villager trading hall so I could sell melons instead of iron. That meant the villagers were due for another renovation. If you're their property brother, you're basically their god. I introduced them to their new expansion. Hopefully they still like me. I bought a whole bunch of diamond axes and spent the day combining them. While grinding for XP, a zombie dropped a sharp 2 unbreaking 2 iron sword. I immediately repaired the sword. Letting this break would be an absolute waste. This is so rare, it's gonna be a while until we get another enchanted sword. By day 205, I got a nearly perfect diamond axe. I would rather have Silk Touch than Fortune, but oh well. With efficiency 5, we can insta-mine the melons. Ah, so satisfying. But these melons need to be sold, so I built a shed for the villagers to live in. Later that day, I got another enchanted bow, so I combined it with my old one. I just gotta say, combining little scraps of tools together to get something useful is so fun. It's an incredibly new way for me to enchant, and I'm way proud of this diamond axe. Heck, I'm so happy to have a sharpness 2 unbreaking 2 sword. In any other world, that would just be weak. Day 206, my villagers were all grown up. Beep, beep, beep. That's the backing up sound. Villagers coming through. Moving villagers is surprisingly grueling work. It took 2 days to get all of them there. Now all I have to do is level them up, but with how many melons I have, it was a breeze. I'm looking at my notes, and day 209 is quite a lot. First, I made an iron sword specifically for the mob farm. My sharpness sword is too valuable to waste on one-hit kills, so a regular iron sword will have to do. I then was going to use the experience I gained to get an efficiency 5 shovel, but I realized it was pointless because there's nothing you insta-mine with efficiency 5. And then I finished my day by killing some cows. Don't worry, PETA, I coded it so that they don't feel pain. Day 210, I had so much wealth I decided to make a treasure room. This place had an emerald trim, iron bars, and a mud brick roof. I pulled out all the stops. Inside here I can store all my items because in America, whoever dies with the most toys wins. My next task was to make an actually organized storage system. So far I've only had a few double chests that were organized, some holding dirt or wood or treasures, but they all turned into miscellaneous chests. Looking back, I think my solution was pretty bad. All I did for organization was make 8 more double chests, all labeled miscellaneous as well. Day 212, I mined out a chunk just for the fun of it. Hi, Orange Sheep. I needed some fish just in case I ran into an untamed cat. Speak of the devil, there were 2 of them sitting in a boat. The task that has been scaring me off is the gold farm. Because I can't go to the nether, our gold farm has to be pig-based, where we strike them with lightning and then kill the piglins. There aren't any tutorials out there for a pig-based gold farm, that's not surprising, but that meant I needed to come up with my own design. The biggest problem was how the piglins would get into huge groups, and by the time you killed them all, some of the gold would despawn. My solution to fix that turned out to just be a bunch of 5x5 squares separated by slabs. Each of these squares are gonna need a lightning rod, so I did some copper collecting. I tried to turn the mob farm into a machine that would make drowns, but it was slow and I knew there was a faster way. And that way is by using my good friend, the Shade platform. So I spent the day restoring it. It's quite a mess. It's so good to be back, and no, I won't explain how this works. You should have watched the first 100 days, silly. Even though I didn't have all the lightning rods, I was still pretty much done with the farm. For the next few days, I'll just be breeding pigs in the background. To make this process easier, I started work on a carrot farm right next to the gold farm. It's like the 4th one I've made. Today is 217, which just so happens to be my favorite prime number. Wait, what? Either way, I finished the carrot farm and then went to make absolute bank. Day 218 was a bunch of chores. I chopped melons, spawn-proofed a chunk, got experience, and even checked on my bees. I'm surprised they're alive. Then I finished the night by making another perfect diamond axe. Most of my money goes to getting tools, but at the same time, it makes me money. Call me the Wolf on Wall Street, cause I'm making a profit. Day 219 looks the exact same except for the fact that I tamed a cat. What can I say? I'm just on the grind. And this grind is paying off because in my chicken coop, I found a wandering trader who sold me pumpkin seeds and green dye. The first thing I did was get the 3 new sheep colors, green, lime, and cyan. It took me all day to get these colors, but I had some time after, so I started the pumpkin farm. The pumpkin farm won't be as big as the melon farm, mostly because I'm still feeling that grueling experience of making the melon farm. Except for this time, there are now slimes to trample my crops. While the pumpkin farm infrastructure was complete, all I had to do was wait for pumpkins to grow. I then chopped so many melons that my axe started to break. It cost 22 experience to fix it, and that price tag is only going to be going up. Not looking forward to that. While leveling up villagers, I ended up purchasing a fish in a bucket, which got me the tactical fishing achievement. And then I bought a whole lot more fish, not sure what I'm gonna use them for. Just kidding, I'm making a fish tank. Personally, I would hate to live in this pond, but they're fish. They can't think thoughts, especially thoughts about revolution. Day 225, I was back to gathering copper because I was 1 away from having 9. How did I get so much? Well, I've been killing drowns over the past few days. I just don't tell you because that's boring. Because I had enough copper for a block, I got the achievement Wax On and Wax Off. If you don't get those references, maybe you're a little too young for YouTube. I also found my favorite breed of cat, which is Calico. I named it Duncan, after the cat I have. I was just on a roll today because I also got the Hired Help achievement. Yeah, that guy didn't have a chance. Day 227, I was just grinding XP when a skeleton dropped a bow. Oh my goodness, it did not need to be this good. Once again, normally a bow like this is average, but on super flat, a bow like this is so much more rewarding. So that night, I took some victory shots and got the sniper duel advancement. Day 228, I started my biggest and probably last project of the video because, did I already say big? Cause yeah, this thing's gonna be big. I want to make the most efficient mob farm possible in super flat. Currently, the biggest slowdown is when it turns night because everything spawns outside the mob farm. To spawn-proof the area around the mob farm, I was planning on just mining the ground to bedrock like I do for slime chunks, but after some math, yeah, we don't have time for that. It's a 256 by 256 area I need to mob-proof, so torches are going to be the way. By day 229, I had the area marked out, so I started lighting it up. To help, I used a light levels texture pack. Everything the red touches is dangerous, but what the light touches is our kingdom. By the end of day 230, 1/4 of the land was already lit up, cause yeah, I just placed torches and broke campfires. Guess what I did on day 231? Yeah, I know, riveting. We're halfway, almost done. I didn't even write anything down for day 232 because I just chopped trees, got torches, and placed them. There was a thunderstorm on day 233, but I didn't breed any of the pigs, so the gold farm isn't gonna work. I tried to place torches at night, but the mobs nearly killed me. But don't worry, soon I'll farm them, and their grandfathers, and their grandfathers' fathers. Finally, on day 234, everything was lit up. Just like the other mob farms, this one will be built out of dirt as well. I started construction, but do you really think you want me to tell you about building the exact same mob farm for the 3rd time? I don't think so, so instead I'm just gonna show you this nice view. You might think the mob farm was finished on day 235, but I kept working and added another layer. I promised it would be the fastest. You might be wondering about what I'm doing about the slimes. One thing you should know is that these slimes aren't actually filling up the mob cap, so they won't slow down the mob farm. But I would still like them to be gone. That means I have to mud every single slime chunk in that area. It was quite boring and tedious, especially with the slimes attacking me, but they probably only do it because I'm destroying their habitat. Sorry. To reward me for all my hard work, the game gave me another enchanted iron sword. Bane of Arthropods. Karma's real. Day 238, I wanted to try something new. Instead of running to the OP mob farm, why don't I take a minecart? I've actually been thinking of making a railway ever since I made the iron farm, so I'm quite pleased to be making one today. Because I didn't have any powered rails, we could only be powered by gravity, meaning the railway has to be on a tilt. My first line was a little too steep, so I took it down to rebuild it more efficiently. I was so rich I bought a bunch of decorations for the track. I even graffitied the lightning bolt. Today feels like the right day. There's been something I've needed to do. It's not fun, but I need to do it before the video is over. It's spawn proofing this chunk. Every single day, one slime has spawned here. I haven't bothered trying to fix the